Okay, welcome to YouTube friends and family to my channel. That's Rob in the Garden, and it's another hot and humid day in South Florida. I don't know why I chose this time to record, because this when the traffic, is going back and forth. But I mean, it is what it is. If I don't do it now, I'll get a chance to do it later. I was sitting back and I was thinking about the live that Eco Neighbor had did on Sunday, and one of the questions he had asked that kind of like stood out to me, that was when he asked, what do we do to save power? What do we do to save electricity? So man, I was ready to quick and give him an answer, but after I thought about one answer, then there was another, and then after that other, I was thinking about 10 different things that I could have said that I do to save on power. And then that gave me an idea. I'm like, you know what, I can do a video on that. You know, I can just show one of the menial things I did that I do to save power. And one of those things I was looking at was the solar panel array that I have over here. If you can, let me see if I can flip the camera. And it's just one of those situations where I was just sitting out in the patio, and then my eyes fell on the solar panel array, and that just reminded me of Eco Neighbor's live video that he had on Sunday, and then the question that he had asked. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and make a video about that. Okay, I'm gonna start at the front of the house. One of the things that I use to save electricity is these little solar powered garden lights. And as you can see, I have a few of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have about 8 of them. But I just realized last night when I was looking through, 2 of them don't work. And one of those 2 is out of the oldest, which I had these about like going on 3 years. At the time when I purchased it, it was only for $650. So imagine 3 years later, if you're using light from the house, imagine how much you had already saved during the 3 years. So I have one directed directly at the door, so that way I don't have to use the light that's above the door. As you can see, there's a light. Let me see if I can get this right. Okay, that light right there above the door, I don't even bother. I don't use it. I don't turn it on because of this small light that I have right here that's directed straight to the door. So at nighttime, these solar lights, they automatically lights up all whole front of the house. So I'm not using no electricity that's coming out of the house. And when I first moved in, this floodlight, as soon as it turned like nighttime, it came on, and it won't turn off till the next day when the sun going on, when the sun is going up. So I'm like it drove me nuts. It drive me nuts because I was trying to find out how can you like turn the light off. Because if you can imagine something that comes on at 7:30 at nighttime, and then it goes off, it turns back off at, I would say, about 7:30 during the daytime, and it's doing that 7 times a week, 12 months out of the year. I mean, that's gonna pile up. So I was able to get on the internet, on the YouTube, and I figured out that it had settings to where you can set it to like motion detector mode. So that means it'll only turn on when you're like when somebody passes in front of it. I mean, I'll show you a video when I'm passing in front of it at nighttime, where see the settings, you can see underneath it. So if I cover this, and well, that's not gonna work, but I can show you a settings so where I'm passing in front of it at nighttime, it will come on. And you can also use that as a security mode. You'll know that, you know, that somebody's in the driveway, especially if you're like sitting by a window and you see the light come on. So that could be part of your security system. I wanted to use the gimbal for smoother recording, but it is not happening. Like I said, this light, I rarely use it. If I turn it on, it lights up in front of the door, but why use that and burn up electricity when I have this solar powered one that comes on automatically every evening, and then I have that pointed to the door, so that'll save some electricity. The bathroom light. Nope, don't worry, it's all the bulbs do work. It's just that, okay, you have 4 lights. Why need 4 lights? It's overkill. I mean, I know it's there for aesthetics and stuff, but 1 light is enough to light up the whole bathroom and prevent your face from hitting the wall. I mean, okay, I can easily turn this, and all this extra light for why? It's overkill. So that's one of those things that help me save on electricity. I just turn this, 1 light less, turn it, another light less, turn this, another light less. I mean, if I have company and I remember to, then, you know, I'll probably go ahead and turn them all on, but usually I don't. If they feel like they can't see, if they bring it to my attention, then I'll fix it. But other than that, 1 light bulb is enough to light up the whole bathroom so where you can see. Okay, now I'm in the kitchen. Now another example, I have my overhead conventional oven, and this pulls a lot of watt. Like if you can read it right here, it's saying that it pulls 1,000 watt. And that's one of those reasons why we don't use it. If we have to, we do, but we just use the smaller one. And even the smaller one pulls a good amount, because this smaller one is showing that it pulls 900 watt. We actually had another one that was 700, but the turntable broke on that one. So that's the reason why we're using this one. And this one is even weird because when we open the door, it goes, it just works. It's just turned. So that's one of those things we're gonna replace. And another thing, I know it's just a 100 watt difference between both microwave, but 100 watts add up. And another thing that helps us save on electricity is by unplugging. If we're not using an appliance, we unplug it. Like we already did our coffee this morning, so we're not using it anymore. We unplug it. In the stove, anything that produces heat is the thing that's gonna burn the most amount of electricity. Microwaves, coffee pot, ovens. So those are the things you kind of wanna mitigate. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't use them, but those are the things you wanna work on like trying to not to waste electricity. And like I have a dishwasher, we don't use it. I mean, it works and everything, but it's just there for storage, but we don't use it. Now, I can explain the stove. The reason why we don't use the stove is because we have an outside kitchen. So we use the propane. Propane is a whole lot cheaper than electricity. I mean, I can use propane all day and not have no issue. To fill up one of these 20 pound tanks at the nearest U-Haul place is like 20 bucks. And that $20 is gonna ride out for like maybe over a month using the propane, and that's less electricity use because all we're doing is just using. Well, of course, I have to turn it on in the bottom. So once you use the propane, of course, you get to cook your food without using the electricity. I mean, you're still paying for the propane, but at a whole lot less money. Okay, and we're gonna go back inside. Okay, now we're back inside, and now the dining room. I mean, it may look tacky, but out of the 5 light bulbs, with this one situation, I left 2 that lights up instead of 5. And it's just enough to lighten up the whole room. I mean, it's overkill. You're just finding ways to save up on electricity. I mean, if I do have company and guests, then, I'll come over and just, turn the light bulb, only take a few seconds when you have guests, turn the light bulb, but then on a daily, regular use, for what? I mean, it's so bright in here, it's like you have a mini sun in here, so it's just like, waste of electricity, So when the electricity bill come, I mean, you're gonna knock some down. All that counts and all that add up. And another thing that add up is when you're not using something in a socket, you unplug it. This one I leave plugged in because it's just the kitchen. It's just the camera that's in the kitchen. But other than that, lights out. Okay, and the box in the corner, that's something I'm gonna come back to. Okay, the next thing is the bathroom. That's another example. Now, don't judge the mess. Now this one comes with another set of 4, which when I moved in and I seen all these light bulbs, and I'm like, yeah, aesthetically it looks good, but I mean, it's overkill. I just need enough light for my face don't hit the wall. So, or for me to brush my teeth. Half of the time I brush my teeth, my eyes are closed. And I mean, just one light bulb is enough. I'm able to see my surroundings. And that's pretty much it. I have one more item that I do want to show is my solar power box. This is something I actually built myself. My daughter used that as a chair, a little baby, while she doesn't sit on it. So this is something that helped me save more power. I mean, this is something I built myself. It's 200 amp hours, so I have 2 mini lifetime battery in it with an inverter, a charge controller, fuse box. All of that is built in. I even built in the fans. You can hear the fans are running, but that's one of those things that helped me mitigate us using less power. I have lights. Some of the stuff I didn't finish building yet because I'm planning on upgrading it. But this is the thing. I connect to the security system. So I have the DVR, the internet cable, and the TV. So in the computer, all of this will be connected to the box, and that'll run all of it. I mean, it'll run all of it for a couple of days until it need to be charged up again. So I'll have a long outlet, like an extension cable, and I'll have everything plugged into it. And when I have everything plugged into it, everything runs perfectly fine. So this is the TV, the security system that I have on the outside around the house. And that can run all of it. So that's a whole lot of electricity that would have been used that's not being used up. And like I said, I have the panels that's outside. So anytime anytime I need to charge the system up, I just connect it. It's been raining lately, so these haven't been moved for the past few days. So anytime I want to recharge the box, this is about like a good 30 foot of cable. So anytime, and this will go all the way inside the house. So anytime I want to recharge the box, the solar panels are ready to go. So right now, I mean, they're probably collecting electricity, but it's not going anywhere because it's not connected to nothing. It should be about like, each of the panels are 100 watts that it's supposed to collect. So it should be about 500 watts of solar power that it should be collecting. So that's the few things that I do to save electricity. So, I mean, another thing, I have another floodlight. There's a floodlight right here in the ceiling. So at nighttime, anytime I pass by, it turns on. It don't stay on all day. What it does is when the sun goes down and then you pass in front of it, it lights up. Then until you leave, and then once you leave, it turns off. So that way it's not running 24 hours. Then another thing that I had ordered off the online is these motion detector light. So those will come on too when they detect motion, but they pretty much only work at nighttime, which is when you really want it to work. This thing is just going off by itself. Let me turn it off. And this is one thing I want to make a video about later on, but so I recorded the video, but I'm in the process of editing it, so it's not ready. So I have one motion detector light over there, a motion detector light that actually came with the house over there. Then I had installed another motion detector light on the other side of the house. Okay, that motion detector light, hi soursop tree, it's over there. Let me see if I can get really close. So that's one that I installed. All these lilies are drying up, but they pop up. When it get cool and it start raining, the lilies pop up. And then there's another floodlight. This one actually works during the daytime. As soon as you walk in front of it, it lights up. And then after a little while, see? So I might even replace the other one with one like this because this worked pretty well. And yeah, and that's the total. That's what I do to save electricity. I mean, if anybody have any questions or any comments, if you have any more ideas where you can help me save electricity, or I mean, just comment on how did I help you. Did I give you any ideas on saving electricity? So hit me back up. I know some of the things that I have going on, excuse me. Some of the things that I have going on, everybody can't do, but you know, some things you might take some tips from and some things you might not, but I hope I helped anybody or I helped people with my video. So any comments, you're welcome to shoot them down in the comment box. Thank you for watching me. This is Rob in the Garden.